Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be doing a review on the SPD SWAT mode action figures. Hey guys, so here they are, all the SWAT mode characters. I even have this extra Omega SWAT mode, and he was not a SWAT mode character in SPD or the American SPD TV show, but I believe he was in the Japanese version, so I still think it's cool to have him here in this video because he is a SWAT toy. They also have a Shadow SWAT toy. I don't have that one, but I have this one. So let's get to the review. So these characters are actually very easy to stand up, or fairly easy to stand up, whereas you obviously have the RPM Rangers who I have had trouble standing up in the past. They fall over fairly easily, especially Summer, who has legs like that are the size of twigs. I mean, they're super small, whereas the Z and Sid have pretty good sized feet and legs so that they stand up better. And the other characters have better legs, or have big thick legs and feet so that they stand up well as well. The RPM Rangers have really small skinny legs at the bottom, and then their feet are pretty small too, so it gets hard to stand them up, which is why I'm a big fan of these Rangers who stand up very nicely. I still like the RPM Rangers. Not saying that they're bad, but we're talking about SPD Rangers today, and that is a very good thing about these Rangers. They stand up pretty easily. Another thing that I like about these Rangers is their SWAT guns. I'm going to bring Sky over here, and look at this gun. I mean, it's a little bit hard to see, but it looks pretty. It has a lot of detail. It even has like the SPD on there. A lot of the weapons that come out with the Rangers, they don't really have the best detail on the actual weapon. I mean, unless you're buying a Legacy Edition or a Lightning Collection Ranger. But these Rangers have very nice designed guns. I mean, obviously they're not in color, but they are really well designed. Another cool thing about these Rangers specifically is that these Rangers, the normal version lights up their ears, or where their ears would be, where these ones actually talk and make noises. I think that that's a cool thing. So Omega says, "Let's do it," and then he makes that noise. And Bridge says, and then he makes that noise. I don't have Jax. I have Sky's. And Z and Sid, their batteries don't work either. So Jack does have one, and so do Z and Sid, but their batteries aren't working. Their batteries will die after a while, and you can replace them. Or you technically could replace them with this pack back here. I just never have taken the time to do it. So, I mean, you could technically replace them. It does take a special screw. You can't really see it, but it takes a special screw to remove the back and put a new battery in. But you could replace the batteries and give these characters their voices again. But I'm satisfied with just having Omega, Ranger, Bridge, and Sky. Even though Sky's voice is dying down and it's not as loud as Bridge and Omega's, it still works. So that's very cool. Oh, great. I mean, obviously they'll still fall over, but they don't fall over as easy as RPM, whereas all of the Rangers would have just fallen over if RPM was standing up here. So, moving on to the actual review of the characters. So these characters are very well made. They're not flimsy. I mean, obviously they have a bit more muscles than the characters actually do, but that's with all Rangers. I guess they just do that to keep them as cool as possible. So they actually look really good. They have like the well done designs on them. They even have their morpher up here in the corner. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's up there. And then you have like their headgear. Looks very nice. It has like the microphone reaching to his mouth, and this blaster, or this thing over here, and then the belt has like SPD on it. The belt looks pretty much the same as like the normal version, with minus that the normal version lights up these pieces right here. None of my normal version actually work with the light up. So these ones, I'm glad that these ones' batteries still work. I'm guessing that these ones probably have a newer battery, so it probably lasts longer than the other versions, or the normal version of the SPD Rangers. But yeah, moving on. The legs have very nice designs too. like with their kneecaps and all that armor down there. And then they have their police thing over here, their little badge and wristbands and all that stuff. It's just really cool, well designed. And now I'll show you what they actually can do. So their legs can twist like this. So you can twist it like that. You see where that's twisting up here at the top of the, or at the end of the armor to up to the thigh, or on the thigh. You can move those. Then the knees move like all Rangers. These knees are actually really sturdy, which I've had problems with some knees breaking or getting too loose. These ones don't do that as easily. They are actually really strong and very durable. Also, another problem with Mystic Force that I've seen is that the pieces in here will break off. I don't know if you guys have ever had that problem, but the pieces in there will break off with Mystic Force Rangers, and these ones are actually very sturdy and will not do that. So they're moving back to what they can do. So their elbows can move like that. Their arms can go all the way around. Sorry, my hand covered that, but their arms can go all the way around. Both arms. Arms can move. Another thing that you can see with some Rangers is that their arms, one arm can move all the way around and the other one can't because of some special armor that they have on there. And these ones can move all the way around both sides. Their legs obviously move up and down. The backwards motion is that far. It's not very far backwards, but I don't know why you would need your Ranger's leg to move backwards. And move up. They both move up. And these are very sturdy legs, so they, like I said, they're not going to get all wiggly like some Rangers do. But they both go back that same distance, to that same area. And yeah, their heads do turn, as you can see with Sky currently, who has his head turned towards you, but his body is facing the opposite direction. And their heads do turn like this. They can turn all the way around. I don't know if I would do that a bunch, because it does loosen up their head joint, and it will probably make their head too easy to move. I have not had that problem with any Rangers so far, but I'm sure it would do it, because there are problems with other sorts of toys with turning their heads too much. But moving on to the other Rangers, they all look very nice. I'm gonna move to Sky next, obviously because he's number 2. He has like the whole blue and black thing. Obviously, he's not gonna be much different than Sky. Mine is a little bit ruined. The reason that I keep this one around and don't just get a new one is obviously because he still has his voice and other things. He is a little bit broken up here, this part right here. I don't know if you saw that on Jack, but it has like this little red beacon thing up at the top where Sky's does not. That broke off. I did not break that off, just for the record. It came broken off like that. So I don't know what they did to him that made that piece break off, but it did break off. So far with me having these guys around, none of mine have broken off. So I'm guessing that if you treat yours nicer or more nicely, then they won't break as easily. So that was Sky. Same movements. Oops, falling over characters. Same movements as Jack, just different colors. I'm just showing you guys so that you can see the really nice design. They obviously have their numbers on them. Bridges 3 is it's like, his is the biggest number, I think, on these guys besides the 5, and it looks super well done on the thing. It looks almost realistic to the actual thing, obviously minus the color on the morpher over here and other things that have a little bit less color and a little bit less design, but it looks very good. His still has this piece, and it's just, I mean, the design is very nice. Another thing about the helmets that you may have never noticed, I don't know, it's very unnoticeable if you hadn't. Up here at the very top, there's another part of the glass. So obviously you have the main glass that they look out of, but then up above that, there are these other pieces of glass, and these pieces of glass have certain amounts. So Jack has 1 piece of glass up there, Sky has 2 pieces of glass up there, Bridge has 3 pieces of glass up there, and so on until the end of 6 pieces of glass up there. Now, Kruger does not have a certain amount of glass up there, it's just him. Or it's just his main glass. But now we're going to move on to 4. Now this is the first girl character that I've shown you, and it's actually, I don't like it when they do the whole, like it's very, where they make their legs super small and then they just fall over. It's not like I play with the girls, but I mean, for them standing up in my videos and things, they really easily fall over if they have like the little teeny legs and the skirts and stuff. They fall over so easily when I just hit the table barely. So they tend to be annoying. They obviously have the same designs as the other Rangers though. My Z is missing the piece up here that goes to her like calm thing, just like Sky, but that's okay for me. I don't even really use this character. But moving on. It's still a really nice character for a girl character because they don't really have like, they're easy to stand up. I mean, you can pretty much stand them up anywhere. Whereas like other characters, sometimes they'll just like, you stand them up wrong, they'll constantly fall over. It's so hard to stand them up. That's with most other Rangers, but these SPD Rangers are very good at standing up. That's one of my biggest things, or that's one of my favorite things about these Rangers. Now, their designs are also really nice too. Another reason that I really like them. Also, the 4 little glass pieces up there. I don't know if you can really see that, but they're up there. That's a better view. So there is there's the Yellow Ranger. Very easy to stand up. I'm sure you guys have seen where your Rangers fall over easily. Here's the Pink Ranger, another Girl Ranger. It's the same concept as the other Rangers. Nice design. Obviously, she stands up just as easily as Z. You can stand her up here. Sometimes when their legs aren't even when their legs aren't even, sometimes they'll still stand up. But obviously sometimes they'll fall over still if their legs aren't even. So you may have to just push their kneecap in to keep them to stand up more easily. So that is the Girl Rangers. Their heads also turn kind of more difficult because mine are never used and they're newer, whereas yours may not be. So they'll probably work easier. One thing that I did notice about the girl character, or Sid, is that her screw is not the same as Jack, Sky's, and Bridges. And that's actually kind of fascinating me. I don't know what that is. Actually, now that I realize it, Jack is the only one with that sort of with a special screw. So you really only need a screwdriver to do the rest of these characters. The special screw is only on Jack to do to have that special screwdriver to open the back and change the batteries. Let me check on Omega Ranger in a second. So all of those are very nice Rangers, stand up very easily. I really like their designs and things. Hold on, even legs, like I said. And, yep, there we are. I mean, that usually takes like forever with another sort of character. Now here you see that he's actually a very different design, whereas the other ones are always like, they have like their color and then black on the side. He has white and then blue on the side, obviously because he's white and blue and gold. So he has the normal helmet. They all have their normal helmets plus some gear on their helmets. His just has the normal helmet with a little microphone at the front, or a little comm on the front. He has his morpher here, even though he doesn't actually have that sort of morpher, which is kind of weird. Mine's a little bit messed up here. Yours will come with like the full paint and it'll look all nice there, but mine's a little bit corroded there. He still looks very nice having the gold and stuff on him. It's more of yellow, but it's still cool. Then he has all of his armor there. Nice designs. Really cool. Obviously his button still works and stuff. As for his screw is also just the normal screwdriver screw. So Jack is the only one with the special screw that's difficult to find, or that's difficult to get the screwdriver for. Let me see if I can actually show you that screw so that you guys can see if you guys have that screwdriver, if you want to try to change that out with your guy, if you get one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I hope you can. Let me see. I'm trying to get it for you guys to see. But anyway, there's a special screw. It's kind of weird because it's like, it has a little piece in the middle rather than having an open in the middle. So I don't know how that would work. Maybe somebody changed the screw out when they changed his batteries before. That might have been what it is, but I don't know. So he has a special screw. I don't know if the normal one would come with a special screw or if he just comes with a just a normal screw. And the other Rangers, I'm not sure if they come with normal screws. I bought all of these guys used, so I think I actually got pink, not used, but still. I don't know if these other guys would come with these usual screws, or if they'll come with the special screws. So you might want to have that certain screwdriver around just in case. But I'm not going to change my guys' batteries quite yet. If one of my other 3 change or run out of batteries, I might change them all, but we'll see. So just as an overview of what these Rangers are, I think that they're probably one of my nicest Rangers. Wow, dominoes. Okay, as an overview of these Rangers, these guys are probably the best standing up Rangers. They stand up the easiest and the best. Their designs are probably some of the best that I've ever seen for how complicated their design would be for these characters, especially since their suits are not like the other, some of the other Rangers, which are very just simple, such as like Time Force, which is a few triangles or shapes, and then the rest of it's just the normal color, and their belts and stuff aren't very different than any other ones. Not beating down on Time Force, obviously. They're still, their Rangers, I don't actually have any of their Rangers, but I'm sure their Rangers are nice. But these ones are probably some of my favorites for their designs and how just well they are made and how well they stand up and how they look almost exactly like the Rangers inside of the series, and I think that that's really cool. As well, I mean, another very nice thing that I think is very good about these Rangers is the girl Rangers stand up very easily, whereas some of the other Rangers do not. That's another good thing about these Rangers. And their joints are very easy to move without breaking them. Another very good thing about these Rangers, they won't get very loose or loose very easily. And I think that's really good. So, yeah. I hope you guys like these Rangers, this review. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time.